Thanks. Yes.
Fabian, it must have felt great coming back like that, and the substitutes really helped. How did you sort of come back into the game and how key was the red card as well?
I think we started quite passive into the game. I think Chelsea dominated us the first minutes until the goal. And after the goal, suddenly everything changed. So we were much better in possession. We played with much more courage. We were intense out of possession. We created chances. So after the goal, I have a quite good feeling how the game went. And of course, red cards always help. But a numerical advantage doesn't mean that it's an advantage on the pitch. Sometimes it's getting even harder to create something. But my team, they stay calm. They're very patient. They had a good positioning. And of course, then we had some great moments with our wingers, with 1-against-1 situations, with our strikers attacking the box. So overall, I would say that after the goal, it was a really good game from us. The red card helped us, but you always have to use this numerical advantage, and therefore my team did a good job.
I just wanted to ask you about a player who didn't score, but he set up Welbeck's first goal, Yankuba Minte. He seemed to give Mark Cucurella probably a harder time than most players. How good was he today? How good is he becoming?
I think we can go through all our individual players now. In the end, for me, it's always when you play well as a team, when you create chances, then the individual players can shine. So you have to create the pattern that you have a 1-against-1 situation from Minte against Cucurella, for example. And this is always a team pattern, because if you don't have the right positioning, if you don't play well, if you don't ask for the ball, you might not get the midfielder free, and then you don't create this 1-against-1 situation. So overall, if a team plays well, if my team plays well, the individual will shine. And then of course Minte is in a great shape. He proves it now every weekend. So therefore I hope he stays in this flow and keeps staying humble and keep working.
I mean, this sort of victory like this is usually worth, you get your 3 points, but in terms of the psychological effect, it's usually worth a lot more to a team like Brighton in particular to come back at a place like Chelsea and win in this fashion, would you say?
Yeah, for sure. So I think to have the setback and this tough start, and to come back like this and to react like this, that's just impressive. And of course this should give energy, this should create like a good atmosphere. And like I said, it's very important that you not only focus too much on the results, you really have to focus on the atmosphere and the togetherness in the group, and that's what my team proved today, so I'm happy for them.
I mean, what do you think it says about Brighton and what the club have got in terms of a structure, that they can lose player after player after player and staff member to Chelsea with all their money, and yet you can still compete with them like that and beat them?
Good recruitment system from Tony Bloom. So I think that's the main thing. Like we sell maybe the best players from us during the summer, but we get great players back. And on top of that, we have like great leaders in the group who are there for a long time, like Jason Steele, like James Milner, like Louis Dunk. Georgie Rutter steps into this leadership role. I can go through all of them, especially also Danny Welbeck, how he played today. So you need like the leaders who drive the culture. You need the leaders who drive the values in the football club. And then you have these potential players, young players who we sign every season, every summer, who make us better, and we try to implement them as quick as possible. Sometimes you need more time for them. So for example, we have like a Kruder who's coming last summer. He needed some time to adapt, but now he's ready to play like fully in the Premier League. He's a very important player for us, and that's the system, how it works. So having like a good core group of leaders, they drive the culture, they drive like the system, the values, and then you have the young players with big potential who need the support from the old leaders and can bring their full potential on the pitch if they have the right support.
The only problem is Chelsea will now be trying to sign even more of your players.
I have to talk with Tony that we should avoid the changes. But yeah, I mean, it's football, you know. You have to accept it. That's the normal business. So it's more about finding solutions every time.
Fabian, do you think the incident in the penalty box, I think it was 1-1 at the time, do you think that had an adverse effect on Chelsea? Because maybe it's not a coincidence they conceded two goals after that.
I didn't see it perfectly, but I think the main thing was that we really stayed calm, that we had good positioning, that we had a good structure in possession to create it, like 1-against-1 situations, to create the crosses, and then we attacked the box quite well. So I wouldn't say that this changed massively. I think it was more like the positioning and the belief from my team to score in every second of the game.
And it's a brave man who tries to take on Lewis Dunk, right?
Again?
It's a brave man who tries to take on Lewis Dunk in a wrestling match.
I think that's not a great thing to do. But yeah, in the end, like, we should play football. I think that's the main thing, focusing on football, trying to be there the best player you can be. And yeah, my skipper is there for my team, and therefore I think it's very important that he steps into it in the right moments.
Andy?
Fabian, is it quite complicated with the forward options you have to decide how's best to use them? Who's best to start with? Who's best to bring on as in the backstop?
I wouldn't say complicated, but of course it's great to have options, and then you have to make decisions as a coach. That's part of my job, and therefore for all the decisions I'm doing, I take the full responsibility. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. It's normal in a life from a manager, but I think you have to do it with the biggest belief and with the biggest conviction you have inside of you to make these decisions. And on top of that, I think the players, if they have the competition, it's only a positive thing. So they can really challenge each other in every training session. They will get better because of that competition in training, because they have to push their limits, they have to go intense in every training session. Like this, you get better.
All done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers. Well done.